with disastrous ends. Why did we do it? This should be the question which you must address. They do it because to practice a good moral teaching is an uphill task. It requires labor, constant attention, like moving on or climbing, say, Mount Everest. It requires immense patience and persistence on the part of those who undertake the climbing to the top of the Mount Everest. But to fall from a rock below, down below, is so easy. The gravity pulls people who climb above constantly downwards, and if they make a single faux pas, they will suffer from the consequences. But to go downhill, as I have said, is so easy in the sense that if you follow your desires, then you do not see the consequences of those desires like in the fall from a rock. There the consequences are apparent and can be physically observed and felt. But in the religious world, you follow the downhill path without realizing that it is destroying your spirit, your soul, and the character of your entity as Allah would like to say it. The ultimate identity of person is injured with the passage of time. Now this is observable as well. Although the people fail to take notice of these changes, which are detrimental, they can still be observed by others in so many ways. Imagine looking at the face of a very corrupt police officer who has also been very cruel in his treatment of other human beings. And look at any person's face who is not only, I don't say he has to be Muslim, who is anyone, but who is kindly hearted and gentle and decent. The difference between the two faces will be like two poles. The difference will be immense, which means the injury which such a person, as I have mentioned first, does not notice is still noticeable in the entire personality which is influenced by his conduct. So, as I said, it is a downhill task, this is true, but it is enjoyable also. Sometimes when you run down the hill like children do sometimes, they enjoy, and they do not know that they are losing heights. And to regain heights will be again difficult. So these are the complexities which surround the question, and as far as I could understand the question, this should be the answer. But if there is any other scientific angle to the question, like related to physics, I should like the questioner to clarify this, and then I'll be able to answer that.
Actually, what I meant is, the early Muslims, they had this fear, the fear of repeating the mistake of other religion, which led to some kind of paranoia that fossilized them and made us more rigid.
It is there that I say it's not a paranoia. This is what I have explained. This is but human, to learn from the mistakes of others. And this factor of the consciousness of learning from the mistakes of others gives a boost to human progress in every field. Those people who you think they suffer from this paranoia, they gain from this. Because as long as they were aware of other people's mistakes and they took care of not repeating them, they rose to great heights. The moment they ignored this important factor, they began to go down the hill. That is why I explained in detail the two different phenomena. Right? Thank you.
The next question is from Ms. Farzana Banu.
Yes.
She asked, the moon has great significance in Islam. What does Hazur think of scientific experiments involving the moon, for example, exploring or colonizing the moon?
You see, to expand human knowledge and awareness of the surrounding has been mentioned in the Holy Quran in so many ways. And the Holy Quran also speaks of God as constantly expanding this universe. So as man is made after the character of God, this is also one sense of the same expression you find in the Bible and also in the Holy Quran. So man must continue to expand his knowledge of other things as far as possible, to gain experience not only through knowledge but by personal contact. So this we see is happening to us today. The world of God is expanding because it's flying apart from the center of the universe. And the world of human knowledge is expanding because it's gaining such knowledge as his forefathers could never imagine of. And the man's experience is expanding as nowadays we are hearing the talk of reaching the moon and turning it into a colony, because they have discovered the underwater reserves, the undersurface of the moon reserves of water are immense, and they can support human life in future if it attempts, rightly so, to benefit from the water resources. And this knowledge is now available to man. So there is nothing wrong with this attempt of man, which according to the Holy Quran could be condemned as wrong. The Holy Quran promotes these efforts. It does not condemn them. Please.
Only 4 more questions, Hazur.
Yes, please. Yes.
The next
Don't scare me, please.
The next question.
You're looking at me, Yeah, please.
The next question is from Shabir Gangu, who is a 7-year-old.
Where is the 7-year-old? Is he here?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Please.
He asks, we are usually invited to take part in Christmas celebrations at school. How far can we celebrate with our Christian friends?
You can celebrate any religious ceremony, whether it's Christian or Jewish or any other, as long as you're not required to participate in any acts which are contrary to the unity of God, and which in themselves are condemned by the Holy Quran or the conduct of the Holy Prophet. So be careful not to participate in those acts. Otherwise, you can invite non-Muslim friends to your ceremonies and make them enjoy and share your enjoyment, and you can share their enjoyment with the condition, as I have just mentioned, that you should be very careful not to participate in idolatrous practices or any practices which are squarely condemned by Islam. Thank you. You understand? The little boy? Very good. Very intelligent boy, mashallah. He said, I have understood the question.
The next question is from the daughter of Mrs. Masuda Bidasi, who is Mauritian. Why are the doors of hell closed and Satan chained in the month of Ramadan?
I have